Well, hey, good evening. This is Greg Nelson. I just want to say thank you for joining me tonight on this live stream. Hey, we're going to talk more about phones. We've been talking phones all week long with the phone sales mastery workshop that's coming up here on Saturday, this Saturday, February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And so because of that workshop and the half day workshop that's going on all week long, we've been talking about phones and getting extremely good on the phones. Again, if you're just tuning in, my name is Greg. I'm a sales coach, sales trainer. I'm a certified Grant Cardone licensee. Who's certified to deliver 10x sales coaching and sales training curriculum and material to you. And it was about 10 years ago, and having already been in the sales industry for a decade, I remember one day in particular, I was walking a sales meeting while looking at my paycheck, and I sat down and my face just turned bright red. I slumped down in my chair. I was trying to hide. I was horrified, just absolutely horrified, thinking of my kids. I had to keep the lights on and how I was going to keep. And I heard the time department sales I had out for the month our water had been turned off. And so it was that I knew I needed to make a change. So I was talking to a coworker who turned me on to an audio book by a author who just happened to be a sales trainer, and probably one of the more famous ones. And so I listened to that, got another audio book, got about four of those, listened to them on a constant loop. Before I knew it, I was going to webinars, just like what we're putting on this Saturday, the phone sales mastery workshop, and then got involved in his online training platform. And who this person is, Grant Cardone. And if you're maybe new into business, maybe you haven't heard of Grant Cardone before, or if you've been in business for a little bit of time and uh, and you haven't heard of them, been in business or sales, you either have been living under a rock or you just have been paying attention. Grant Cardone is the best-selling author of a few different sales books out there. He's the author of seven or eight books total, plus 16 business publications. He is the writer on a lot of news periodicals, and then also contributor on a lot of news cable network shows. He's privately owns 16 different companies, and they do well in excess of hundreds of millions of dollars. He also manages over $7 billion in real estate assets with Cardone University, and he's been the star on the TV show Undercover Billionaire season 2 and the Turnaround King. And that's again, that gentleman's name is Grant Cardone. And Grant Cardone's been at the sales game for 40 years, and he's been smart enough to document everything that's worked, everything that hasn't worked. He's just a phenomenal sales trainer, sales coach, mentor himself, and it was because of that material that I was able to get my sales to increase to a point where I became one of the top producers in the organization. And shortly after that, I was promoted into a management position where I was training and coaching other sales representatives. But so on um, February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, go to thehardknockstate.com. The half day phone sales mastery workshop is completely free. You click on thehardknockstate.com, scroll right below the banner. You'll see the directions on how to get your free ticket. And you're going to learn Grant Cardone's proven phone selling strategies to where you can set more appointments and have a stronger appointment show ratio and a stronger close ratio, which in turn is just going to give you a stronger overall paycheck and income. And so if we could take everybody from learning, from where they're selling at now and get them to sell 3 to 6 more units a month, it will be a lifestyle change for everybody. And I don't care if whether you're brand new into sales or whether you're a producer or whether you're a top producer, throughout any of, any whatever bucket you fall into, if we can get everybody to sell 3 to 6 more units per month, everybody, no matter where you are at in your career, everybody would experience a lifestyle change. And because we've been talking about calls, last week we were getting into appointment setting. Uh, that was last Friday night, I believe. So tonight I want to talk about the types of the incoming calls and then setting appointments to those. So we've talked about what they want, and we've talked about what you want, and we've talked about what you have to accomplish on these phone calls and how you need to operate. Now we're going to talk about the type of calls you're going to get. There's a finite number of calls that you'll ever get. And here they are. Number one is the price call. This is the call that comes in when they say, "How much is it? I just want to know how much it is." Number two, you'll get the advertisement call. This is a call generated from a TV commercial, a radio commercial, a print media, direct mail, or the internet. You'll also get the availability call. This is, do you have this specific unit in stock? Do you have this specific necklace, 18 inches in gold, in yellow gold in this certain price range? Okay. I saw this certain item in your magazine. Um, Number four is you'll get the general calls about the product. Hey, these are calls that like to find out what the warranty is on the product, what the product is going to do. Does it include different types of products or calls or general questions where they're not just clear about whether the product does or does not fit their needs or solve their problems? And the next one would be the appraisal calls. That would be the fifth type of call. This is some salespeople sell products or services that have value at the end of the term or somewhere in the length of their contract where they can actually be sold or traded in. You may get that call. People call and ask, "What's my house worth? What's the product worth? Or what's my call worth?" So the appraisal call, when you hear somebody calling in asking what my thing is worth, the gears in that caller's head, the buyer's head, they're turning at a rapid pace, and that should tell you that's a very hot customer, and a lead that you should definitely try to get in to see if you can find a replacement product for them. The next type of call you're going to get would be the down payment call. This is like, hey, if I buy the kitchen or the living room set, do I need down on it? Or it's basically, do I need to put money down, or how much do I need to finance, or can I get financing? The next call the seventh call would be the interest rate call. Number eight would be credit problem calls. Uh, for any of you doing installment sales, you're going to hear down payment, interest rate, and credit problem calls quite a bit. If you're selling automobiles, you experience this quite often. The ninth type of call would be product information calls. These are specific information calls about the product. Number 10 is send me information calls, a little bit different. This is the buyer calling in and just wants you to send some information on the product as well. And number 11 would be calling up for somebody else. They're doing homework for the actual buyer, and it could be the son or the daughter doing homework or footwork for the parents, or the husband doing footwork for the wife, or vice versa, or a friend of the family or coworker trying to help a friend out. The reality is one call could all three of those. More than likely, you're going to get a combination of requests out of one phone call. And this one call could come in like, how much is it? What's mine worth? What are your terms? How much money is required down? What's the interest rate going to be? What are the payments going to be? And could you send me detailed information on this? Literally, you can get 7 or 8 different types of calls all combined into one. Uh, you're going to separate yourself from everybody, all the other players in the marketplace, and give yourself a distinct advantage by being prepared no matter what comes your way. Here's some things to avoid. Here, uh, if you want to master these calls, the incoming sales call, and make real money out of it, yeah, you're going to want to avoid doing these items. And number one would be never want to handle a call if you're already preoccupied. If you've got maybe there's a screaming baby in your showroom office, or there's some kind of distraction that is pulling you away from paying 100% complete attention to the customer, or it will be a nuisance for the customer, or for them to hear anything that may be taking your full attention away from them. Just hold off making that phone call until you're no longer preoccupied. um, Never tell the buyer that you don't have what they don't want. And this is a big mistake. I don't care if you don't have it. Don't tell them you don't have it. You're not helping them out. You're not helping anybody when you say you don't help it. You don't have it, and we can't help you. Okay, we can't do that. Even if you can't, don't tell them that right now. You want to give people a little bit of hope. Look, if you give them hope and they come in and you have something else that will satisfy their other needs. And as we were talking about earlier, we're going to give them multiple reasons why they're going to come in and do business with us. So if we could give them multiple other reasons and find other products similar to the one they're calling in about that we know will also solve their exact problem, uh, there's no reason not to tell them that you don't have it. What if they're calling in, let's say it's an automobile, and they're calling in and they really do want to have Bluetooth in the car. If the car didn't have Bluetooth, would you tell them it didn't have Bluetooth? Well, the reality is you can install Bluetooth into that automobile, so there's no reason to stop that customer for coming in, especially when you know that automobile is going to do everything that is going to solve their problems. Number three, never handle the call without a script, your format, or your phone card. The phone card that Grant Cardone Enterprises uses is basically a bunch of prompts with empty boxes that the salespeople fill in. And it's a great tool to use. Never, ever, ever give one price on one product. Giving multiple prices on multiple products, but never one price on one product. And never say you can't, never say you won't. Never say you don't know, never say I don't know, I can't tell you that, not until we do this, and not until I have that first. Don't do that. It's going to kill you on the phone. Okay. Number six would be never say it's not available. This is just like the earlier one. Never say you don't have it. Don't say we don't have it available. It's not in yet. We don't have it yet. I'll show you what to say in a professional and ethical way as we get further on. And definitely on February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time for the Phone Sales Mastery Workshop, where you can get your ticket at thehardknockstate.com. It's 100% free. And, and never say or never argue with the caller. You're not going to win at this, okay? Not from a distance, and you probably won't win within 4 inches from them either. The last thing you want to do is try it when you try to win by arguing with somebody when they're 40 miles away from you and they're on the other end of the phone. Okay, I never disagree or argue with the customer. Never avoid asking for their name, their phone number, and their email address. Name, cell phone number, and email address. And you might think, well, I don't want to pry too much. Look, you're in the wrong business if you think asking for this information is prying. They called you, they asked you for information. The only reason you think that a name, number, and email is prying uh, is that you're not offering them enough information to be of a service to them in the first place. And so you're never prying when you ask for somebody's personal information. Never keep them on one single product. This is another major mistake, and this is the reason why we want to offer multiple prices on multiple different products. If they called in about a Rolex watch in gold, Submariner, blue face, I would not keep them on that one product. I would say, hey, I'd be happy to get that for you. I'm also going to get this and this too. I don't want any of that. No problem. I could still basically get them that information on multiple products, even if she says, no, I just want that one. And it worked. Um, Number 11, never offer an appointment without offering choices first. Most people are not going to come see you for that gold Submariner with the blue face Rolex watch. You must increase the lure, the attraction of that watch. Okay. Could I show you the gold one with the white face? It would save you about $3,000 because I just got this one in from a guy. He bought this 4 months ago and only wore it twice, and it will save you 3 grand. Uh, that gets her what she wants, and it also saves her money, and it gives her another reason for her to come out of her office and come in to see you at the jewelry store, right? The watch store. Never get off the phone without selling your name, whether it's social networking, texting, video. Hey, this is who I am, and this is what I watch, and it basically gets them to see who you are via video. So never leave the phone call without selling who you are, where you work at, and what your phone number is. Never end the phone call without sending some type of follow up. Now you could send a text message them a video. You could just send them a regular text. You can email a video to them. You can email a regular video to them, and so on. Never blame the customer for anything. Look, you blaming them is not going to get you a deal. And what we want to get our product sold. Okay. You need to know these things verbatim and practice them until you can memorize them. And on February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, don't forget to join my free online virtual phone sales mastery workshop where you're going to learn Grant Cardone's proven successful phone selling strategies right out of his 10x sales professional course, Phone Sales Mastery. How to maximize the most powerful tool in your business. And the phone today is the most powerful tool. And again, it's a free webinar. You could choose to upgrade for $19.95, and that will get you 30 days free weekly group coaching. That's 4 individual 45-minute sessions. It's a $395 value. Plus, you'll get 2 of my classy contract closing pens. These are a nice quality metal pen, fine tip ballpoint pen with a stylus at the end. So whether you're closing on paper or whether you're closing on a touch screen, you can get the deal closed. And signing and closing a deal on a good quality pen, it leaves a lasting impression. And again, you can get your tickets at thehardknockstate.com. So we talked about those types of calls. So let's talk about setting the appointment. There, in this section, we're going to dissect the call. Okay, we're going to tear this call apart so you can understand the different parts of them. Okay, you can see an overview of this if you sign up for the class and you get the workbook. But we're going to go through each of these sections more in detail. So number 1 is the greeting. Your greetings are your first impression, and I strongly encourage you to do this like this. Hey, thanks for calling in, Jim. What information can I get for you? This is Greg. Keep it simple. You're not selling your name here because you don't want the buyer to lose focus on what's important. Let's face it, they're not interested in your name right now anyway, okay? They're interested in themselves, what they can get, and then they want to get off the phone. Now, what you could do is influence the buyer's attitude in the greeting. Answer with enthusiasm and take the call seriously. Treat them like they're important. This is the most important call you can take during the day. This is short and simple, folks. Okay. Good morning, Jose. Thank you for calling. What information can I get you on? That right there is a perfect greeting. Number two would be fact finding. So, what are we going to do in this incoming phone call to qualify that we're on the right product? Okay, we're not going to qualify them financially to see if they can buy. Okay, fact finding is not that. Number one in fact finding is we want to qualify for what they have now or a similar situation. This opens you up to what they value and maybe what you should try to avoid. Number two, we're going to ask about similar situations. Hey, what are you driving now? What will you be keeping? Will you be keeping that what you're driving now, or will you be selling that? Are you going to go bigger or smaller than what you currently have right now? Hey, when's your next payment due? How much is it? Really? How did you get them so low? Number three, offer information overload. Information overload is basically a transition question from what they wanted. Uh, you find out what they're calling for and then you offer more. Hey, in addition to price, can I also get you information on down payments, monthly payments, and figures on your car? Uh, Anything they haven't gotten yet, offer it to them. Can I get you the mileage, the previous owner, the Carfax reports? Can I get you to see if there's any warranty coverage left on the vehicle and the overall condition? Hey, can I also get you some other similar vehicles, information on other similar vehicles that might save you a little bit of money? Wow, the caller would say, you're going to do that all for me? I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to put that all together, but where can I send it to? And that is going to set you up to be on the right product, to know what they have and know what they value. And then it's time to set up the appointment. Number three, your name and or not yours, but their name and number. Name and number are critical to getting the appointment. They are also critical for you to be able to follow up in the case you don't get an appointment or the appointment doesn't show. Uh, we're looking for cell phone numbers, period. Okay. The cell phone number is the only number you care about. We're going to give the buyer reasons for wanting them to give us this information, as opposed to us just asking for it. They're going to understand that, and that giving you that their number is what they have to do to get what they want. Okay. We can get a little creative here. You could say, we don't have to make a decision. You don't have to make a decision today, do you? Uh, that is a little trick, a little way to hook them. Okay. Most people are going to say, what? No, no, of course I don't have to make a decision today. Every once in a while, you're going to hear something like, well, we sure would like to. Uh, what you did is you interrupted the process by using a little surprise, saying, hey, you don't have to make an investment today, or you don't have to make a purchase today, or you don't have to buy today, do you? You might hear this, well, I need to because it's my wife's birthday tomorrow and I have to knock this out. It's going to be a surprise gift for her. Or we're going to create some urgency, but it's not but it's going to be them doing it themselves. Okay, so a little trick is, hey, you don't have to have this today. Uh, they say, no, I agree. Let me get some information. I'll be right back in touch with you. What's the best cell number I can reach you on? Uh, just act like it's no big deal. Like you're doing this every minute of every day. If they ask, why do you need that? You say, so I can get you the information you want. You wanted this, and this is what I'm going to do for you. This is how you set up reasons for getting a name and a phone number. Number four would be the appointments. Uh, when you take a call, purpose and a belief is that you can convince somebody to stop what they're doing, just like they stopped to call you. Okay. Now they're going to stop to do something else in their schedule in the future to make time out of their schedule to come in and see you and to make and to make time or to make time for you to go and see them. Okay. So here are some ways to get the appointments. Okay. Uh, when can you be available to come in and look to see what we have available for you this afternoon or tonight? When would be a good time for us to get together this afternoon or tonight? When would you be available to make it in? Would you be available to make it in tonight before we close so that you could take advantage of the availability, or will it be later than tonight? Uh, when can you come in and take care of what you want, this afternoon or later tonight? What is the most convenient time for us to get together today? Or can I get 10 minutes from you tomorrow morning, uh, tomorrow in the AM? Now, what's common about all those? Every time I'm assuming an appointment, every time I'm asking for one, but I give people choices. Okay. Always ask, always offer choices as to when, and always know you're going to get the appointment. That's the three things. Always ask, always give choices, and always know you're going to get the appointment. If you give people the right reasons, they'll stop what they're doing. Asking for a today appointment is going to create objections more than any other part of your call. So you have to be ready for them. So let's dive into what those are. The appointment stalls. Here are the stalls. Hey, when can you be available? This afternoon or tonight? What you are going to hear a million different objections. All actually, though, it all boils down to a variation of these objections. One, I can't make it tonight. I understand, but surely you could if it was important enough to you. If I had exactly what you wanted and could make you a perfect deal, surely you could come in and make it. How about this afternoon, or would tonight on your way home be better? Give them choices. How about this one? Okay, what about I bring it to you? How about I deliver all the information as well? It only takes 10 minutes. Will before 5 work, or will a little later be better? What works best for you? Or, hey, I assure you, this is not going to be a waste of your time. I have exactly what you want, and I have some other options that you'll want to at least consider. Come on out. It doesn't cost anything to collect information. What works for you? Before 3 or a little after? I can't make it until this weekend. Oh, don't do that to yourself. Give it 10 minutes. Come out before the weekend. I assure you, it's going to be well worth your trip. It's going to be worth your time. How about tonight before 6 p.m.? Would that work, or would a little later be better? Again, options, choices. Keep upbeat, keep up tone. Know that you can get this appointment. Number three, I'm not coming in until I know I can afford it. Hey, that's exactly why I'm suggesting that you come in today. With the big promotion, the high availability, the low rates, I'm confident we can make this work for you. What works for you, this afternoon or tonight? Hey, I live 40 minutes from here. I understand. And if you leave right now, you'd be here before 5. If I if the trip uh, proves to be a waste of your time, I'll buy your dinner and I'll replace the fuel in your tank. How about 5? Or will just after that be better? Hey, just give me the information. If it works, it works. Doesn't, it doesn't. Sir, by the time we hang up, you're going to have all the information in an email. I'm also going to text you information that you want to look at, but you'll still want to see this in person. You know that you can't make an intelligent decision with it like this without actually touching it and seeing it and feeling it. You know for sure what I'm giving you and offering you, and I assure you it won't be a waste of your time. Hey, come out before noon. Could you be here in 20 minutes? Where are you calling from? Or would just a little bit later work for you? I don't know when I can make it. My schedule is crazy. Ma'am, if you make the time today, I assure you I'll make it worth your time. This afternoon, tonight, come on. You'll love what I have to show you. I have it available right now, and we got a great promotion going on. Would this afternoon work, or would tonight be better? Hey, this is the first place I called. Great. So head on over. And on the way over, call as many other places as you need to. That way, you have everything to compare once you get here. I'll show you exactly what I could do for you, uh, exactly what we have, and I'll show you some other options you may not have even considered. Um, I'll show you how easy it is to do business with us, and you'll have a lot of bunch of things to compare it to. You'll know exactly what you need to do. What's the best time, before 6 or just after? Hey, we're not doing anything for 6 months. Hey, that's fine. I'll be here 6 months from now. But do your homework so you have exactly all the information you need. Would this afternoon work or would tonight be better? What's best for you? I already have other plans tonight. Let's make this a part of your plans then. Give me 10 minutes out of your time on your way home or on your way out to your plans that you have already committed to. Uh, what's best for you, before 5 or after 5? What works? Learn how to close on appointments. Learn how to handle stalls and objections and the reactions that you're getting. Learn how to handle them like a pro. Now, when you're ending the call, before this call ends and after securing the appointment, we're always going to ask the buyer if they have a pencil handy. Hey, he gets a pencil, and you're going to say this. Hey, write this down. Don't tell him what you're going to write down. Just say, write this down, and then spell your name out. Uh, Greg. Now write this down. 360 That's my direct number. And you can call the Hard Knock State at that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you can't make it, if anything happens, if you get tied up, would you be so kind enough to give me a call? We're securing the appointment. Once they say, yeah, if anything comes up again, you ask, great. Would there be any other reason you won't be able to make it tonight? Now they're going to say, no, we're good. You know what? I have to do something that day. You see what I did? Secure the call. Um, don't assume they'll remember your name or that they're going to come when they say they're going to come. Don't make the mistake of not texting, not emailing your client back with your name and your phone number and your contact information, the direction of the store, and the time of the appointment. When I get off the phone, I don't care if I did everything perfectly. I'm still going to text, send a video, send an email, and send my address and all my information uh, out to them, and maybe a little bit of third party data as well. I know we're covering a lot right here, and oh my gosh, if you're brand new to sales, you're probably thinking, how am I going to learn all of this? We learn skills by repetition. Like any other way to be a master, you can't just do it 10 times, 100 times. You need to do this 1,000 times, okay, until you have it down pat, till you know it like the back of your hand. And February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It is the Phone Sales Mastery Half Day Live Virtual Workshop. It's the live virtual boot camp. You're going to learn how to handle the incoming call. You're going to learn how to control the call. And just like we talked about, you're going to learn how to confirm that call. And you're going to learn how to increase your appointment show rate, increase your close rate, and increase your overall paycheck. You're going to learn not only the how to handle the incoming call, but also the outbound follow-up call, cold calling, prospecting, and you're going to get a follow along and study at home 10x Sales Professional Workbook. You get that for free, and if you upgrade, in addition, you're also going to get access to my private Facebook Sales Professional Networking Group. And if you upgrade for only $19.95, you'll get 30 days of weekly group sales coaching. That's 4 individual 45-minute sessions, one session each week. And then you'll get 2 of the classy contract closing ballpoint pens. These are a metal quality pen. They got a nice weight to them, fine tip ballpoint pen. It just makes the signing process so enjoyable. The pens alone are 1995. The 30 days of group coaching, you could buy that on my website for $395, but you're getting both the pens and the 30 days of week coaching for a $19.95 upgrade. Or you could just go and enjoy shop for free on Saturday 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Go to thehardknockstate.com. So let's recap the main point of the incoming call. We started with the idea of the telephone numbers, the telephone's importance. No, it's not out of date or irrelevant. In fact, quite the opposite. The phone has been and continues to be a major tool of salespeople of all types. We then reviewed the types of calls with this training and focusing on the incoming call. We talked about what makes a good phone salesperson, as well as some myths about selling on the phone. Don't forget, you want to memorize both of those lists, and you'll get those lists again on February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time uh, during the Sales Mastery workshop. And then we jumped into controlling the call with the understanding of the buyer's goals to get information and your goal, which is to get the appointment. And remember, when you help the buyer get what he or she wants, you'll get exactly what you want. We then went over the different types of incoming calls and how to be, you could be, one could be a mix of many different calls. And it could just be a combination of them. The goal is to handle them. The goal to handle them is to be present and be prepared. Then we went through the specific parts of the call, how to make the call, and how to move the call forward at each stage. We talked about the greeting and how that set the rest of the call. Then we discussed the transition from getting information from the caller about their current situation so you could better present options to them. Remember, even those who think that they know exactly what they want, 50% of the time they're on the wrong product. We discussed the importance of getting their name, and how to sell your name. I shared with you a few hooks for controlling the call, and then we moved on to the all important appointment setting and how you can overcome some objections and gain some appointment skills. Along the way, we emphasize the importance of having a great attitude on the phone call. Okay, you have to smile and you have to assume that you're going to make the sale. You have to assume you have exactly what they want, and you have to know without a shadow of a doubt that you have the best price out there because you offer the greatest value. You have to have an attitude of service, a positive attitude, an attitude that you will get the appointment from the call. But without that, you'll fail on the call. And so, again, on February 11th, on 10 a.m. Pacific time, it's the half day phone mastery workshop. It's a free event. Go to thehardknockstate.com and just sign up and get your ticket. We'll email you within 24 hours with the link again if it wasn't already sent out automatically. We'll also email you with the workbook, and then we'll email you with the link to the access to our sales professional private networking group. It's a Facebook group. And then upgrade for $19.95, and you'll also get 30 days of weekly group coaching for individual 45-minute sessions, one session each week, and then 2 of my classy contract closing ballpoint pens. Now, let's talk a little bit about prospecting. We'll get into a little bit of prospecting basics here. We want to take that prospecting pipeline of yours from this and blow it up so big, okay? And then we'll fill it up with all the opportunities, appointments, high quantities of prospects so that you can cover the sector, okay? But let's get started with some background on prospecting. The purpose of prospecting. The purpose of prospecting is to keep your pipeline so full and so abundant, so loaded up with opportunities that you're going to create an economy regardless of whether it's doing outside of your showroom, your store, or your office. You cannot be successful without learning how to prospect. And unfortunately, most salespeople never embrace this skill and really learn it. Your job as an individual is to create a relationship with the prospect, regardless of whether you sell a product or a service, regardless of what business you're in. Understand this. You are in the people business. Uh, People need people. Businesses need people. You need traffic opportunities. You need people interested in you. You need people talking about you. You need people coming to see you. Okay. You need people to go to see. Short of closing the sale, prospecting is the most valuable tool you'll ever develop. The truth is, if you're a great closer and you won't be able to close. Number two, what is prospecting? The word prospecting comes from Latin, prospectus, which means a distant view. The definition of prospecting is creating a potential customer, client, or purchaser of your product or service. If you want people to buy from you, you're selling every second of every day. Some people think that's wrong, but you're not getting attention. People won't know who you are, and without attention, they can't buy your product or service, regardless of how good it is. Your prospect or outlook for success only improves when you take that pipeline and then you fill it up. When we talk about a gold prospector, or what are they prospecting for? They're prospecting for a mineral deposits, searching for or exploring a mineral deposit, oil, copper, or whatever. And what are you going to be prospecting for? Attention, clients, customers, opportunities, and referrals. Your future finances depend on your ability to prospect. Why is prospecting important? Because businesses fail, not because they ran out of money. They failed because they couldn't produce prospects for their business quick enough and fast enough that would fund their activities. The number one reason a salesperson or business fails is the inability to generate numbers of qualified, interested, ready, and willing and able prospects for his or her product or service, idea, dream, movie, funding, whatever. Without someone talking about you, without them coming to see you, without them reaching out to you, without them sending people to you, you're dead in the water. There are four actions that people take with any prospect, and only one of them works. First, you could do nothing, which would be no prospecting. The second action you could take, and a lot of people do this, is they retreat. They actually saw a customer, let's say in a grocery store, and they retreated from them. They backed up from them. Uh, uh, they thought about it, but then they turned their tail and they ran. The third thing you could do is take an average amount of action. You're just doing what's ever expected from other people around you, your management, or the social norm. At the fourth level, and this is the only one that is going to work to get you where you want to go. And this is massive amounts of action, massive amounts of activity. Whether it's working out, finding the right guy or gal, selling a book, or getting people to know you, you have to operate with the number four degree of action, which is massive action, massive amounts of activity, not average actions. The four actions of the four actions, the one that is most dangerous, it really is. The one that is most dangerous is the third action, and that is average action. The person doing nothing and the person retreating is not as dangerous as the person who operates at normal levels. Why? Because the person who operates at the with the average level activity, okay, they actually believe they're doing something that's worthwhile, but they're not. They're not setting the world on fire by taking normal levels of action. Prospecting is going to allow you to control a higher price for your products. Prospecting is also going to give you the confidence in yourself, in your company, and your future. So fill your pipeline so with products. How do we fill up our pipeline so it's prosperous and overflowing? Number one, make your prospecting your number one activity every day. You need to be making space each day and saying, this is my number one priority. Number two is we need to get everyone you know helping you out with prospecting. Uh, get everyone in your office. Make sure the receptionist gives you 5 good quality leads, five people they know who might be in the market for a product or service that you offer. Have them give you 5 of those, 10 of those each month. Everybody pitches in. Okay. Uh, get everyone you know actually helping you, supporting you, bringing traffic and clients to you. And never depend on an economy. The middle class in America is so dependent on the economy. You have to make your own economy. Okay. And make personal visits each day a daily practice. There's no more activity more important than generating prospects. Until prospecting becomes a priority in your head, in your mind, and in your schedule, it's not going to generate results. So, what are some tips for prospecting? Well, number one, we want to have a great attitude. The attitude for prospecting is of community and service. You're not trying to sell something or get something. You want to provide help and move out of obscurity. How can you get them to give you money if they don't even know who you are? You want to have the attitude of how can I help them? How can I support them? How can I be of a service to them? It's a business. What do they need? Traffic, more followers online, more customers. How can you help them get that? Let's say you see someone using a competitor's product or service and it's not going very well for them. You call up and say, hey, I know you're using so and so and it's not really working out for you. I'm not asking you to switch to my stuff. I just want to do a free webinar for you and your team and show them what we could do for you. Even if you don't go with us, it will give you some basic ideas to turn some things around for you. You see how that works? You're not trying to switch the products. You're just trying to offer to be of a service to them. Attitude is king. It's what will get you the big fat pipeline. It's what will give you the big fat paychecks. Okay. The key to remember with attitude is it's about turning outward. Okay. One of give, 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 not get, get, get. Okay. Number two would be your level. Most people hate prospecting. Why? Because they never do enough of it. You prospect once or twice, maybe hand out a couple different cards, and then you're surprised when nothing happens. You say prospecting doesn't work. It's a waste of time. Well, no wonder. No one ever does anything in ones. Don't go after one new client or 10, and don't create one new ad. Create 10 new ads. Don't hold one seminar, hold 10 of them. This is 10xing your efforts. Remember when we talked about making phone calls, we said don't sit down just to make one phone call. Block out a section at a time and see how many phone calls you can make in that blocked out period of time. And you need to do the same with prospecting. Here's a little exercise so you understand what 10x looks like. Okay, take 10 businesses within a 10-mile radius of your company. Send each of those 10 businesses a letter. I don't care what it says, just introduce yourself. Find an email for someone in each of those 10 companies. Send out 10 emails to each one of those people. Find a Facebook page for each one of those 10 businesses. If they don't have a Facebook page, see if they have a Twitter account. Post on those 10 Facebook pages or Twitter accounts something about them. Make a short video to each one of those 10 businesses, like, hey, Sally, this is Greg here. I'm only 2 miles from your office. I'm just within town. I do this or I do that. Hey, I want to come by and meet you. And that's called a putting a face to the name video, and then send out those 10 videos. Uh, Finally set some time on your calendar to take a personal cold visit to all 10 of those businesses. Uh, you can't do this right now, right this minute, but I promise you, if you operate at this level activity every day, This is what it's going to make you unique and valuable in the marketplace. Grant says if you're not 10xing, you're just another guy or gal who's in risk of a poor economy. You've got to 10x your activity level. Now, some expectations. Some people think you shouldn't have expectations because when you do, you'll be disappointed. That's crazy. Instead, have the right expectations. The people who are making it have monster expectations. They align their expectations correctly so they can deliver the right amount of activity so they're not disappointed. You need to expect a lot and then create an activity level necessary to get that return. Let's say you're a young actor, you're trying to break into the industry. Your expectation should be more like this: I expect rejection. I'm going to have losses. I'm going to have people not interested in me. I'm going to have people to tell me to leave them alone. Okay, you're going to expect not to have your phone calls returned. Okay, that's what your expectation should be. It's the same with sales. When you're prospecting, people are going to tell you that they're not interested. That they're going to hang up on you. They're going to cuss you out. They're going to not return your phone calls. That's what needs to be your expectation. Okay. You just have to keep making the investments despite of what you know you're going to hear. It's not a get rich quick, but it is get rich. And I promise you, expectations should be one consistency followed by persistence. Never quit. That's your expectation. And on February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, it's my phone sales mastery half day workshop where I'm going to be teaching you all of Grant Cardone's proven phone sales strategies so you can increase your show rate, increase your closing rate, which in return will increase your paycheck. So go to thehardknocksdate.com, scroll right below the banner. It'll give you directions on how to get your free ticket to the half day phone mastery workshop. And if you want to upgrade for $19.95, scroll down to the bottom of the page in the bottom of the product section where the VIP upgrade is, and you'll get two of these metal fine tipped classy contract closing ballpoint pens with stylist. You'll get 30 days of my weekly group coaching. That's 4 individual 45-minute sessions. That alone is a value of $395, and you get it for $19.95. And it's you can get that or the free ticket alone, and just go to the Hard Knock State. And again, that's Friday, February 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And hopefully you got some good information out of this tonight. Again, my name is Greg Nelson. I'm a sales coach, sales trainer. I own a company called The Hard Knock State up in the Pacific Northwest. And I'm also a certified Grant Cardone licensee. I've been certified by Grant's team to coach and train all of Grant's 10X sales coaching and sales training curriculum. And again, I thank you. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning for the fourth episode of Morning Money Motivation.